Good afternoon. Welcome to the Thespians presentation of Madness, which is written and directed by Al Smith. Gertrude and Ronald Peterson, a retired couple, live at Garden Gables Retirement Community. They are preparing for a trip with Ronald's elderly sisters, Ronald and Regina, who will also live at Garden Gables, next door to Ron and Gertrude. They are traveling to their deceased parents' country home. They are meeting to discuss selling the property, and they prepare for their trip. As they prepare for their trip, they are packing and gathering their medications. Ron and Gertrude are also getting their dog Biscuit travel ready. Please, players, introduce yourselves.
Good afternoon. I'm Ronald Peterson, a retired accountant and brother to Rosalind and Regina. Everyone calls us the 3 R's. This is my wife, Gertrude.
Hello. Ronnie is an accountant, but I'm the pill counter in the house. My role is very important with all the meds we take. And this is our dog, Biscuit.
My name is Biscuit. I am a very intelligent dog. I speak in the play to represent my thoughts and feelings. The other players only hear a lot of barking. Ruff, ruff.
I am Dr. Catsby. Good dog, Biscuit. I am the family vet who keeps Biscuit healthy, and Gertrude and Ronald happy pet owners.
Good afternoon. My name is Rosalind. I'm Ronnie's sister and the best-selling author of romance novels. My latest novel, Muscle Memory, sold over 4 million copies.
I'm Regina Peterson, sister of Ronald and Rosalind.
You like recipes, I bet.
I know. Okay. If you have read any of the local or national newspapers, I'm sure you've read some of my international recipes in the food section.
In our first scene, Dr. Catsby, the vet, is finishing up Biscuit's grooming in preparation for his trip.
Biscuit, just let me clip that last nail.
Careful, Doc.
There, that's a good boy. Just look at you, all cleaned up and fluffed up. Smelling as sweet as a rose.
Ruff. I would rather smell like a dog. Don't worry. As soon as I get home, I'll roll around in some good old dirt in the backyard and get my regular dog scent back.
I bet you're excited about this trip, aren't you, old boy? I hear Ron's sisters will be there too.
Oh, yeah. More people means more tummy rubs and treats.
Ron tells me you're going to his parents' country home. I bet you're looking forward to that, and I'm sure that his sisters are crazy about you.
Of course. Who wouldn't be? I love the country and the room to roam and mark my scent. Can't wait to get there. I know that Rosalind likes me, but Regina is a bit standoffish. You see, I have a little bit of a fetish for her house slippers.
Come on, Biscuit, let's be on our way. I promised Ron I'd have you home and trip ready before you leave tomorrow.
Dr. Catesby delivers Biscuit to Ronald and Gertrude.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Gertrude. I think Biscuit's excited about the road trip.
Road trip, hooray!
Thanks, Dr. Catesby.
He looks great. And he smells a lot better, too.
Was he a good boy?
What a question. Of course I was. At least that's what you're always telling me. Good boy. Good boy. What a good boy.
Very good, as always. Sat as still as a show dog being examined by a judge. He was a bit snarky when I clipped his nails, though.
You're darn right. I'm very particular about my digging tools.
And before I forget, here's the ointment for Biscuit's ear infection. Apply twice daily, morning and night.
You better give this to Gertrude. She's in charge of all the family meds.
Thank you, Dr. Catesby. We're going to get those ear infections all cleared up, aren't we, Biscuit?
Forget the ointment. Just keep scratching behind those ears. Yeah.
Thanks again, Dr. Catesby. Biscuit, say thanks to the nice doctor.
Ruff, ruff.
You're welcome, Biscuit. Have a good trip, and don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Well, I plan to do digging many holes and chasing a few rabbits. I don't know if you've ever done that, Dr. Catesby, but I highly recommend it.
So long, Ron and Gertrude. Remember the ointment, twice a day, morning and night.
Ronald and Gertrude are finishing their packing with an important check of their medications. Ron decides to call his sisters to set a departure time.
Hey, Gertie, I think I'll give Rosalind and Regina a call to see what time they think we should leave tomorrow. We're taking our van, so there's plenty of room.
Ruff! I can't wait to see Rosalind and Regina. I love the smell of Regina's house slippers. Ruff!
Well, I'm sure they're happy you're driving. My suitcase is packed and ready to go. I know it's going to be a tough call, but it's time to make a decision about keeping or selling the property.
You're right. The 3 R's have got to sell or put more money into the old homestead. I just hope I can persuade them to sell. I think Regina is on course, but Rosalind is still holding out.
This trip should help us weigh the pros and cons of keeping or selling the house.
As in all family matters, the majority rules. So at least 2 of the R's will have to see eye and eye. And my eye says sell it.
Sell it? No. I love the old homestead. I love being in the country. I say, keep it. Ruff, ruff.
Let's hope that all 3 R's will be on the same page. The 3 R's. How did that nickname for you 3 come about? Besides the fact that your names all begin with the R, is there any other reason for this nickname?
My name begins with a B for biscuit. Biscuit, which is my favorite food. Dog biscuit, that is. Ruff! It's true that dogs are mostly interested in food, but some of us, including yours truly, can also spell.
I thought you knew the reason behind the name. We are reading, writing, and arithmetic, just like the 3 R's at school.
I'm sorry, Ronnie. I don't see the connection.
Think, Gertie, think. I'm an accountant. That's the arithmetic part.
I can count 2. When Ronnie tells me to speak, I go, ruff, 2 times. Ruff, ruff.
You know that Rosalind writes romance novels. That's the right part.
Doesn't writing start with a W?
And Regina reads and searches for recipes from all over the world, which appear on her weekly International Food section column. That's the reading part.
Well, I can see the arithmetic part, since managing figures is what you do. But can you really count romance novels and recipes as reading and writing?
Like I say, writing begins with a W and not an R. And isn't arithmetic really arithmetic with an A, or math starting with an M?
Don't ever say that to the other R's. Rosalind is still hoping for a Nobel Prize in Literature, and Regina thinks that her syndicated International Food column will one day earn her a Pulitzer Prize.
I've never quite understood how Rosalind, a woman who never married or had any close intimate relationships, as far as we know, could write all that erotic dribble.
Rosalind has always had a very active imagination. Besides, you don't have to be married to experience the things she writes about in her book.
Is that so? And how would you know that, Ronnie dear?
I don't know. I've always thought that Rosalind was living her romantic life vicariously through the characters in her books.
How sad. I feel sorry for her.
I don't. Every time one of her books with a bare-chested man and a voluptuous siren on the cover hits the newsstands, she sells thousands of copies and deposits millions of dollars into her bank account. I ought to know. I'm her accountant.
The dog that lives next door is quite a voluptuous siren. Her name is Fifi. I live a very romantic life.
I suppose that Regina will be trying out some new recipes on us while we're in the country with them. I don't mind being a guinea pig, but why can't we be the recipients of the recipes she's already tested and published?
I'll eat anything that's dropped on the floor. I don't care what it is. I'll be Regina's guinea pig any day.
I suppose she sees us as perceptive culinary critics. I'm going to call her right now.
Tell them I said hello. I'm going out to the garden and pick some tomatoes and zucchinis for Regina.
Ruff! Oh boy! When my owners are on the phone or outside in the backyard, they don't pay any attention to me, and I can jump up on the forbidden sofa for a short nap.
Rosalind just finished her conversation with her brother, Ronald, when Regina enters the room. Like most canines, Biscuit, who is now in the garden, has incredible auditory powers and is easily able to hear the sisters' conversation. He is listening and reacting to this conversation too.
Did I hear the phone ring a while ago?
Good ears, Regina. Something we have in common.
Yes, I knew you were out in the garden picking green beans for your next recipe, so I answered it.
Who was it?
It was Ronnie, calling to check what time we should leave for the country.
Well, I thought we already decided that. There was no need to call.
Oh, I think the real reason for his call was something else.
And what would that be?
Well, you know how much he wants to sell the house in the garden. He doesn't want to sell the house in the garden. He wants to sell the house in the country. And he harped on that for a while. Went on and on that. He also asked if they could bring their little dog.
That would be me. What do you mean, little?
That annoying beast? I hope you said no.
Beast? Wait a minute, Regina. I'm a good boy, I am.
Well, I told him it would be okay.
Yippee!
You what? How could you without asking me first? Don't you remember that every time that pest of a pooch has been with us, he chews up everything, especially my slippers?
Yum, yum.
Oh, Regina, that was when he was a puppy, a long time ago. He was so cute. He's much better behaved now.
How true. I was at the top of my class in obedience school, but I'm still tempted by those house slippers, though.
I know that you are very attached to that dog. What's his name? Something to eat, naturally. It was something for breakfast. Muffin? Pancake?
Biscuit. His name is Biscuit.
Yeah, Biscuit. How hard is that? I do know a Muffin. She's Fifi's sister, but between her and Fifi, no contest.
Oh, yes, Biscuit the Chewer. If you ask me, that dog should have a bone every time she comes and a bath. He stinks.
Oh, I'm sure Biscuit has plenty of chew toys. Plus, Ron told me they just had Biscuit at the vet and all cleaned up.
I'm not so keen on baths, but I never say no to a good bone.
Well, I hope that they bring his toys with them. I also hope that you asked Ron to check his meds.
Oh, he said that Gertie was on top of that situation. Hey, what culinary treat do you have in store for us this weekend?
I'll be trying out a slow-cooked Middle Eastern green bean dish. I found it on the Turkish website. It's nothing too exotic, but it is seasoned with cinnamon. What do you think?
I'm not so much for cinnamon and would prefer some big chunks of steak. Surely there will be other tasty morsels.
It sounds okay, but does it have tomatoes in it?
In fact, it does. Why?
Well, Ronnie told me that Gertrude is bringing some fresh zucchini and tomatoes that she just picked in their garden.
I'm not so fond of tomatoes either. I did eat a tomato once on a hamburger. Not my favorite.
Great. I'm also preparing some dolmas. You know, grape leaves stuffed with rice.
Regina, please, stuff them with hamburger. We canines have a hard time with vegetarian food.
And about the folks' house, Rosalind, maintenance costs and taxes are getting higher every year. And you're the only one who regularly goes there.
But that's where I do my best writing. Sell the house? Never.
I'm with you, Rosie. I love being with you in the country.
Let us now rejoin Ronald and Gertrude to see how their pill packing is going.
I'm all packed and ready to go. How about you, Ron? Did you fill your 7-day AM, PM pill containers?
Oh, yeah. Take a look and double check me.
I love the multicolored array of your pills.
My dog food is multicolored too, but it all tastes the same.
What are the pink, blue, and orange ones for?
I'm not sure. For whatever is high, like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or high anxiety. I've been taking them for years, but I never seem to get high.
Of course not. They're intended to lower the state of those conditions.
Well, they're certainly lowering the amount in our bank account. Speaking of our colorful meds, do you remember that poem we used to read to all our friends about our pastel-colored pills?
You mean the one called Just a Wonder by Denny Davis?
Yeah, I think you found it online. I can't remember how it starts.
I keep a copy right here with our meds. A row of bottles on my shelf cause me to analyze myself. One yellow pill I have to pop goes to my heart, so it won't stop.
A little white one that I take goes to my hands so they won't shake. The blue ones that I use a lot tell me I'm happy when I'm not. The purple pill goes to my brain and tells me that I have no pain.
The red ones, smallest of them all, help my blood pressure to fall. The orange ones, very big and bright, prevent my leg cramps in the night. Such an array of brilliant pills, helping to cure all our ills. But what I really like to know is what tells each one where to go.
Wow, Gertie, we didn't miss a beat. Now, which pill are we taking to help our memory? What's that pill called?
Oh, hell, I don't remember. You know, I think that one is just plain white. That's probably why I can't pin it down. Color-coded pills, that's the only way to go.
How is the packing going for the other two R's? Let's check in on Rosalind and Regina again.
How about our pill cases? Are they packed, filled, and ready to go?
I think so. Let's check each other's to make sure that they are ready to go.
Okay. Our pills certainly have all kinds of shapes, don't they?
We need a course in geometry to tell the difference. What's this strange triangle-shaped one?
Oh, that's one of my before pills for my osteoporosis.
Why do you call it your before pill?
Well, because I have to take it at least an hour before I eat anything. You know about before and after pills, Regina. There's pills you take before you eat and pills you take after you eat, pills you take before you go to bed and pills you take after you get up in the morning.
Wouldn't it be nice if we could take just one pill for everything and we could take it whenever we like?
Whoever invents that pill will make millions. Not that the pharmaceuticals aren't raking in the dough already. Hey, what's this big oblong giant horse pill for? Isn't this one that you take before breakfast?
Right. That's the ibuprofen for my arthritis. Can't take that one on an empty stomach.
So it's a before pill, is it? Well, or take it after pill. Just take it.
Yep, it has nothing to do with contraception.
No worries in that department.
Conceiving a child as older ages may have been possible in biblical times, but I'm sure it's a rare event nowadays.
What's this little white triangle pill? I know it starts with a Z. Is it a Zyrtec or a Zantac or... Oh, damn, I'm always dropping those little suckers.
Well, they're hard to hold on to, aren't they? We'd better be careful with that dog around. And anything that hits the floor will be in his mouth in a matter of seconds.
Quick Draw McGraw and Speedy Gonzales have nothing on me.
Regina, remember that funny little poem that Ron had about his color-coded pills?
I think I ate one of those once. Very bitter. Ron said it was red. Couldn't tell you. You know, canines like me see the world mostly without much color.
Yes, I remember that poem. Very clever.
Well, I was thinking we should write a poem of our own about the shapes of our pills. It could go like, the shape of pills gives us a clue as to their use and what they do. Triangle pills are for my bones. They make them strong and hard as stone. Shoulders square, head held straight. That's why triangle pills are great.
Very good. And let me add, square pills keep us all from sneezing, eyes from running, lungs from wheezing. They keep all our allergies away and ugly skin rashes away. So when your nose begins to run, the square pill will be just the one.
Know your geometry, we say, as square and round pills make their way to places where they do their best to give our body parts a rest from unrelenting pain and stress. To all our meds we say, God bless. And what about our gummy fruit chews?
You mean the cannabis ones that help us get a good night's sleep?
Yes. Those old beds at the house certainly aren't conducive to slipping into dreamland. We definitely need the fruit chews.
I love to sleep. No problem for me. I can nod off anywhere, anytime, any place. I could catch a few winks right now, but I've got to stick with this important conversation.
I just stopped at the pot shop yesterday and picked up a couple of bags.
I've never been to a pot shop before. I wonder what it is. Ron is always taking pot shots at the rabbits in the garden with his slingshot.
Which dispensary did you go to?
The one that has the chamomile peach chews that you like. It's also the dispensary with the highest Yelp rating.
I think the neighbors rate my Yelp pretty high, too.
Now, did you find the chews that have the 3-to-1 CBN to the THC ratio?
The ratio in the chews I like are 3 parts meat and 1 part gravy.
Yes, we're all set. The meds are ready to go. Does Ronnie know that we're taking cannabis to help us sleep?
Oh, no. Why does he need to know? We're not breaking any laws. Medical and recreational marijuana is legal in our state. Besides, we're all much happier when we get a good night's sleep.
Well, when he finds out, he'll throw a fit.
Yeah, sometimes he throws a fit when I dig big holes in the backyard.
But Rosalind, you know how he feels about drugs.
He takes all kinds of medication. What does he think is in those pills of his? He is such a dinosaur. He needs to get with the times.
I know, but he'd never approve of our using marijuana.
No, what he doesn't know won't hurt him.
That's sort of the way I feel when I sneak a table scrap out of the garbage.
I think we're ready for the trip. Pass me a gummy fruit chew and let's go to bed.
Yeah, let's get some sleep. Gotta be ready for the big trip tomorrow. Road trip, yippee!
The 3 R's, Gertrude and Biscuit, have settled in at the country house. They have finished dinner. The Turkish casserole was received with tentative comments like, "That was different. Not as bad as I thought." Rosalind slipped Biscuit a few pieces of roasted chicken under the table. Regina and Gertrude have found a private corner to chat, leaving Ron and Rosalind still seated at the dining table to discuss the fate of the house. Biscuit has found a key position so he can hear both conversations. Let's join Gertrude and Regina.
What's your take on selling the house? Will Ron persuade Rosalind to sell, or will Rosalind dig in hoping to keep this place?
I'm hoping that Rosalind will prevail. Not because I have any particular interest into the place, but because this house has become a true refuge for her.
Really? In what way?
Well, this is her writing hideout. She comes here alone, sometimes with Biscuit, to hack out those romance novels.
How I love our writing times together. Rosalind and I see eye to eye when it comes to romance.
So this is where she concocts those insane, overly erotic love stories?
Oh, yes, it was here that she came up with those oft-quoted lines. "Darling, I love you with all my heart." Baby, that's not the part of your anatomy that I'm interested in right now.
I think she got that last line from me.
Good Lord. Can you imagine your sister writing such trash?
Trash? I was the inspiration for that line. Rosie was eating chips while writing, as she usually does. I was begging for a treat when she read from her computer screen. "Darling, I love you with all my heart." Looking at those chips, my stomach was growling, and I thought, baby, that's not the part of my anatomy that's speaking to me right now. You see, she gets a lot of her material from me.
It's uncanny, isn't it? I think this place, when I think this place, when she's here alone with Biscuit, gives her permission to write this stuff that gives millions delight while putting millions into her bank account.
And I get my share of treats.
Well, we certainly can't question her success.
And I'm glad for the times when she's away so I can concentrate on my recipes and my garden.
And I'm glad when she takes Biscuit with her.
Me too.
Ronnie and I are grateful to get some time without the dog.
What? You mean I'm not the center of your lives?
So, keeping the house is good for you because it gives Biscuit time away in the country. But Ron figures that it's too much of a financial burden.
Well, I know that Ronnie sees nothing but dollar signs every time he looks at this place. Let's hope that he and Rosalind will come up with a decision that'll work for everyone. They should be winding things up by now. It's bedtime and med time.
Let's rejoin Ronald and Rosalind at the table, where they seem to be reaching a decision.
I'm just not ready to give this place up, Ron. It's where I do my best writing. It's where I find my muses.
And it's where I get my regular treats. I think I almost might be one of her muses.
I understand, Rosie. This is a good place for you to write. But look around. The place needs a lot of work.
Well, I'll get the repairs done, and I'll pay for them.
That's good, and sooner or later would be better. But there are often property taxes that go up every year. For the little time that Gertie and I spend here, it's just not making sense.
It's worth it to me because I'm here a lot more than you are. Besides, Rosie needs my inspiration.
Listen, Ronnie, if it hadn't been for this place, most of my novels would not have been written, and the bulk of my checking account would be absent, as would your salary as my accountant.
And I would have missed all those wonderful treats.
Here's where I stand. Gertie and I want to sell. Well, at least I want to sell, even though I know that Gertie likes it when you take Biscuit away for her long times here. What does Regina want?
Dude, listen, Regina, Gertie, Rosie, and I are all on the same page.
No, she's not that attached to the place, but I do know she likes her alone time when I'm here at the house. So I think she'd be more than willing to keep the house just for me.
With all the maintenance and taxes just for the sake of one family member? Let's get real, Rosie. That doesn't make sense.
It makes sense to me.
Well, what if I get the place appraised and then I give you and Regina your fair share and I take sole ownership?
What's my share in all of this?
All right, Rosie, you're in charge. If you get a decent price and you can give me a cost analysis and a plan for all the repairs that need to be done, I will consider your proposition. And don't forget the property taxes.
I won't. Let's do a good handshake on that. I bet Biscuit's happy about that, too.
I shake on it too.
It is now evening. While the players are putting on their bathrobes as they prepare for bed, let me fill you in on what happened after we left Ron and Roslyn. Later in the day, the whole family,
including me,
had a discussion about keeping or selling the country home. They considered all the pros and cons.
I gave a roof for keeping the house.
The family finally reached a decision to sell it to Roslyn, with the stipulation that she pay for all the repairs needed and, as the sole owner, pay the yearly property taxes. They have celebrated the decision and now standing around the kitchen table as they prepare to take their evening medications. They offer their traditional bedtime prayer.
Okay, everyone, it's time for our bedtime prayer. Let's give thanks to our pharmaceutical creations that keep us going. Ron, please begin.
Now we lay us down to sleep. We pray our meds our health to keep, that all our aches and pains take flight as our meds work throughout the night.
We pray the side effects we feel will be reduced by this appeal. Keep wretched nausea away and don't let dry mouth have its sway.
When swallowing, as we pray our luck will keep our pills from getting stuck. May they slide down with slippery ease. No gagging on the big ones, please.
So let us bless our pills and say, go straight to work. No time for play. Work quickly, please. Do not delay. Keep sickness and disease away.
Amen.
Ruff!
It's the next morning. Gertrude is alarmed. Ronald is still in bed, and Biscuit is uncharacteristically unresponsive. These two are always the first up in the morning. She alerts Regina and Rosalind. Rosalind also seems out of sorts.
Rosalind, Regina, come quick, something's not right.
What is it, Gertrude?
Well, look at those two.
Oh, yes, Gertie. What's going on?
Ronald and the dog.
Well,
What two?
Ronald and the dog.
yes, I see them, and they're still asleep.
Yes, but they shouldn't be. They're usually up at the crack of dawn, taking their morning walk and greeting the new day.
Come on, Gertie. They're on vacation. They deserve to sleep in.
Oh, they never sleep in, even when we're on vacation. Rosie, nudge Ronnie and see if you can wake him up.
Ronnie? Ronald? Ronald. Well, no, you're still asleep. Ronald, don't wake up. Wake up later.
You see what I mean? What should we do?
Well, Rosie was up all night with acid reflux in spite of the fruit chews.
Fruit chews?
Gina, we agreed not to talk about that.
Fruit chews. How interesting. I found these around Biscuit's sleeping area this morning. What are they and what were they doing there?
Oh, no. Biscuit must have gotten into them.
Into what?
Regina, did you forget to put our stash away? Did you leave them out on the counter?
I just sealed the gummy chews back in the Ziploc bag and left them on the counter.
Anything left on a counter, even in a container, is not safe from dogs. and especially not from Biscuit.
What are you two talking about? My husband and dog are both out cold, and you two are arguing about fruit chews?
I think we should tell her, Rosie.
Tell me what?
All right, Gertie. I'm going to be straight with you. Regina and I have been taking cannabis fruit chews to help us sleep.
Okay. No, it's legal. I don't have a problem with that, although Ronnie won't agree. Do they help?
Oh, yes, I haven't slept so well in years. And not only do they provide sleep support, but the cannabinoid we use has some anti-inflammatory properties and can therefore provide some pain relief.
But don't they make you sort of high?
No, we've never noticed any psychoactive effect. I just know I sleep like a baby when I take them.
Oh my gosh, that's why Biscuit is out cold. He ate a bunch of those gummy fruit chews. I think we'd better call the vet at once.
I agree, but please don't tell Ron. Don't tell him yet, please.
I'm calling the vet now. Regina, see if you can get Biscuit to stir.
Come on, pal, up and at 'em. A little tickle under the chin usually does the trick.
Whoa, now you're talking. My head is turning. What's going on?
Should I try to bring Ronnie
Biscuit?
back? Ronald, Ron, wake up, wake up.
Did somebody call my name?
Yes.
What is going on?
Ron, are you okay?
I'm not sure. I never sleep this late. Rosie, you're the one who spends half the day in bed. What the heck is going on?
Uh-oh, I think I know what happened.
What?
I think Rosie and Ron got their pill boxes mixed up. They take pretty much the same stuff, but in Rosie's pill box, there were Ambien pills, which are pretty much the same color and size as Ron's thyroid pills. She only takes the Ambien to help her sleep when we run out of the gummy fruit chews.
And Ron takes 2 thyroid pills at night. No wonder you slept so long, Ron. By the way, the vet's on his way.
What's this about gummy chews? And why is the vet on the way?
Biscuit got into the cannabis gummy chews that Regina and Rosalind brought to help them sleep. Biscuit, as you can see, is still out.
Marijuana? My sisters are on marijuana?
Well, that woke you up, didn't it, Ron? Just calm down. We're doing nothing illegal.
Nothing illegal. The 2 of you just brought drugs into our house.
It's my house now.
Plus, you just killed my dog.
Oh, I didn't kill the dog. It's my house now. Remember, you gave me sole ownership yesterday.
Get over it, Ron. We've consulted a doctor about our sleep problems, and he's the one that suggested we try the fruit chews.
Did he also tell you to feed them to my dog?
Now hold on, Ron. It was Biscuit who got up on the kitchen counter and ate something he wasn't supposed to.
It was my fault, Ron. I forgot to put the stuff away in the cupboard.
I can't believe this. My dog is in a coma. I just sold my parents' house to a dope addict. And my wife is on their side.
Can we please get some perspective here? Let's have another cup of coffee. I'll fix breakfast, and I'm sure we can settle things peacefully. After all, the 3 R's plus 1 have never met a problem they couldn't overcome.
Over breakfast, the ladies persuaded Ronald to put his fight over the gummy chews to rest. They all agree that selling the house to Rosalind is the right thing to do. Meanwhile, Biscuit is back at the clinic with Dr. Catesby. He's awake. The vet is checking him out before returning him to his own.
Well, pal, that must have been quite a trip for you, pigging out on those gummy chews. You really should stay away from that stuff. Not at all good for dogs.
I didn't mind the taste, but they really stick to your teeth. So I only ate a few. But I gotta say, that was the best and longest nap I've ever had. And man, my dreams were downright psychedelic.
Show me your teeth, boy.
Keep scratching behind the ears, Doc. Good work, Doc. You know what we say, scratch a dog behind his ears, and you have a permanent, full-time job.
I think you're back to normal, Biscuit. We should get you back home.
Oh, yeah. The 3 R's plus 1 really need me. As the Dalai Lama says, our prime purpose in life is to help others. I really live by that. I also try to keep them happy. If I had $1 for every time I made those guys smile, I'd be a millionaire like Rosie.
Gertrude tells me that Ron and Regina are selling their share of the country house to Rosalind. I bet you're happy about that. I know that Rosalind often takes you along for her writing sojourns.
I'm looking forward to getting started on her next book. She gets some of her best lines from me, you know. We're best buddies. Whoever said that diamonds are a girl's best friend never owned a dog.
Well, let's get going, Biscuit. I know everybody has been worried about you and will be happy to see you again.
And I'll be happy to see them too. We need to be with them as much as possible, you know, to teach them to love each other patiently and faithfully, the way we dogs love them.
Our play ends with words of wisdom from Biscuit the dog. Now, friends, go home, and if you have a dog, scratch him or her behind the ears, lock up the cannabis fruit chews, and try to love others the way your dog loves you. Thanks to the cast members for their outstanding performances. And friends, to show appreciation for your attendance this afternoon, the cast has prepared a fruit chew for you. On your way out, please take cannabis-free fruit chews with, unfortunately, no sleep-inducing properties. Thanks to all who worked to bring Med Madness to life.